If the Force is a power used to influence the world around you, then it's fair to say that Kathleen Kennedy has been something of a Sith Lord in her day. But her connection to this power seems to have been severed, which began around the time that her story groups decided to rob Luke Skywalker of his own connection to the Force.
Ironic. Funny how well written.
I know. People on YouTube have been saying this for a long while, that Kathleen Kennedy is going to leave Lucasfilm. Some YouTubers claim this every other day, it seems, so I don't blame you if you're skeptical. Hell, I'm skeptical all the time, but I do read the tea leaves, so to speak, and I do believe there is a lot of reason for optimism if you are a Star Wars fan who's displeased with the current state of the company. I think we've got her on the run.
Come back here, so that I may bring thee!
If you pay attention to the news within the Star Wars universe, you'll notice a very distinctive pair of alternative universes. One of them is tailored to flavor of the day SJW hipsters who only started watching Star Wars because The Big Bang Theory told them it was cool.
Smart is the new sexy.
It's a bird! It's a plane! I forget the rest.
The other Star Wars universe is geared toward those of us who have been fans for the bulk of our lives and who weren't thrilled with the direction of the Star Wars sequels because they were antithetical to what we expect from Star Wars. Fun stories based on mythological archetypes. Movies like The Last Jedi disgusted folks like us on a visceral level.
Here you go. No.
Whenever a new ad or poster or piece of merchandise gets released, it is evaluated by these two warring factions of Star Wars fans, and at least one of them is left completely angry. A perfect example of this is the Star Wars Celebration poster that was just posted on Twitter a few days ago. Other than the fact that Luke Skywalker looks strangely feminine in the poster, it seems to me that this is geared toward the more hardcore, long-term fans. There isn't a single character from the Disney sequel trilogy on it, and there is an extra emphasis on the main characters from the original trilogy. Think of all the things that have been promoted recently. The Bad Batch looks as though it will be another solid entry into the family of Clone Wars-styled animation that has long been a win with the fanbase. Heir to the Empire and other classic Star Wars legends were recently re-released. A remake of Knights of the Old Republic has all but been confirmed. When you also consider that The Mandalorian is now considered the flagship of the franchise, then a release like this poster seems like an exclamation point placed at the end of a sentence that longtime Star Wars fans love to hear. We are winning. If you enjoy this feeling of winning, come with me on this quick journey to mine the salt that these schmucks are donating to us out of the goodness of their hearts on Twitter. They must have known that sometimes life gets a bit boring for us space pirates and we needed a little bit of entertainment. This Twitter user writes, Guess I'm saving my money this year. I used to be a big spender on May 4th, but without new sequel content, I have no desire to cater to this nostalgia jerkfest. Oh no, not nostalgia, anything but nostalgia. How dare they showcase the characters who serve as the foundation for the franchise you profess to love so much. Another user writes, really? We're pretending Rey and Finn don't exist? That's because, in the minds of most Star Wars fans, they don't exist outside of our nightmares. Disappointing to see Star Wars continuing to ignore the sequel trilogy in marketing and merchandise. Sequel trilogy fans hold strong. We'll see our beloved characters again in the future. The sequel trilogy will outlast all the shallow Star Wars media on the current slate. Nobody cares about the sequels. Nobody was happy with them by the end. This even includes the Reylos. The only thing beloved about the story is the fact that it ended, and we don't have to worry about Disney taking a shit all over the franchise any longer. And oh look, this Twitter user found better artwork for them to use. Isn't that adorable? The cope is strong with this one, trying to remember back to the Halcyon days before Disney realized you posers weren't actually buying any merchandise. And that leads to this one, which is my absolute favorite. Lexi, with the little butterfly symbolizing her Reylo worship, wrote, "Not that I'm buying anything, but y'all are literally omitting the whole sequel trilogy from this? Have you ever seen a more perfect self-own than this? Newsflash, Lexi, if you want Disney or any business to support your woke crap, then spend money."
Hey, you, buy something or get out.
This was always the fatal flaw in Kathleen Kennedy's plan. The people she attempted to cultivate as fans do not support franchises, at least not for long. They descend like a flock of locusts on an IP, drain it fully, and then move on to something else once the flavor of the month changes. This has left Lucasfilm an insubstantial husk. The remaining fans can only shake their heads in sadness at what might have been with the Disney sequel trilogy. Now, as I said before, there are two distinct Star Wars philosophies at play here. One which appeals to hipsters who won't buy a damn thing, and the other which is beginning to get its day in the sun. This is evidence of Kathleen Kennedy's ouster from power that has long been rumored on YouTube. But before I go on, I must stress that the speculation beyond this point is merely that. My speculation. It belongs squarely in the rumor zone. Many of us have been saying for a while that Kathleen Kennedy is soon to be gone from Lucasfilm. I personally expect it sometime this fall when her contract is up with Disney. The fandom is completely divided, and there is no way that Disney wants that to remain the case. I don't see them keeping her on, but they won't want to piss off the Reylos, so they'll let her move on with dignity. Whatever, as long as she's gone.
Let the joyous news be spread, the wicked old witch at last is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead.
Need more evidence before you start celebrating? Consider this. Recently, in issue 11 of the Darth Vader comic, it seems that Palpatine just revealed to Vader that he has Luke Skywalker's hand in a vat. It's implied that the Emperor is using Luke Skywalker's severed hand from The Empire Strikes Back for cloning purposes. In fact, I guess it's implied that Snoke was a clone of Luke, and that Rey was the daughter of a clone spliced from both Palpatine and Luke. I don't know, the whole cloning people thing seems really weird and overdone in the franchise by now. I left a link to the IGN article in the description so you can check it all out for yourself. But this is one of my major points for the video today. It's been rumored for quite some time that Kennedy is mostly a figurehead at Lucasfilm, and she mostly only has power over projects like comic books and High Republic era stuff. With this in mind, it's no wonder that most of the comic books are used as explainers for all the awful Disney sequel era stuff.
Can't we go someplace quieter? Can't hear each other talk.
What makes you think I want to hear you talk?
The High Republic stuff, which is mostly just a bunch of woke garbage, well, that stuff, the announcements for those projects have slowed down quite a bit, coinciding with a curious lack of woke crap being touted by Star Wars social media. I think it is clear what Kathleen Kennedy still controls. Just look for anything that points at the fans of OG Star Wars and yells,
Nazi!
By my estimation, everything else is not hers, which includes, these days, most of the social media of Star Wars and advertisements like the Star Wars Celebration poster. I could be wrong, but I think Disney is abandoning her and her acolytes.
Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should go down with it.
I think that Kathleen Kennedy is being forced to indeed go down with the ship. Of course, it may not go down as smoothly as Disney would like.
Goodbye.
They will have to fix a lot of mistakes before many of us start opening our wallets again.
SJWs? Oh shit. There goes the planet.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.